sharing this with someone else too.
Okay, it should be recording now.
Okay. I'm going to step back just a minute since we just realized that we should record.
Okay.
I'm Holly. This is Brittany. And what we're doing is talking about categories and updating your categories so that they're more of a, like your reader doesn't really even see the difference between an article and a category space, because really it doesn't matter to them. Like the point is that they're here for some, some sort of knowledge or solving a problem that they have. So one of the things that we just did is this, because we converted these to a new template, it was showing two H1s. The one that I had entitled it as, like in the old system, like over 100 smart life hacks for kids, moms in the home, you will live so smart. And then just like life hacks, the category name. But since when our reader comes here, they would much rather click on over 100 smart life hacks, what we're going to do is we'll only have one H1 and replace it with something more conversational. It doesn't have to be that big or long. And at this point, I might even reduce the size of it. But like, if we're getting started, it's fine to just copy and paste or replace it with what was already here. And then, so now we're going to get rid of this heading altogether, which was that second H1. And then let's look. So now you can see everything else down here are H2s, which is great. This is an H3. I'm going to go ahead and switch that to an H2 because there's really no reason to do that. Okay, I'm going to push the update button there just so we have that.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Okay, whenever you change that title to over 100 smart life hacks, it changes on the category page list, wherever you see the pages that we've made or edited. It changes that title to where it's no longer a life hacks title, but it's that over 100
so
smart.
It's changing the category title.
Right, like the taxonomy or whatever category.
Yeah. Okay.
Life hacks.
Let's look at that because that's something that I'll have the coders change. So I'm glad you noticed that. Let's go into categories. Because you are right, we want to keep the category slugs kind of the same. So let's just see hacks. All right, so this is still, the slug looks good. Let me see what this says. And that's, do you know where you were seeing that?
Well, that's what I'm talking about, that the slug would be life hacks, but then.
So yeah, this is what we want.
Okay, I just want to make sure it's okay that they're different.
Yes, in fact, very good question. You actually kind of want them different because it's like, I think of it as layering more context for Google. So it sees and in general, this URL or this slug should be the shortest possible description of the category, or if you're writing an article, basically the URL, you want the kind of the Cliff Notes version, removing ands and thes and all those kind of, all the connection words. And then the title could be, something that's clickable. You want the title more clickable, but it could give more context to the URL for the reader and for Google. And then there's a third level of this that it's a lot more obvious in, and we won't really have to worry about these for the category right now. But like if you're writing an article, you see like the metadata or like what you think is the Yoast data at the bottom of a blog post. That is actually, it will pull in what you write in for the title, but there's sometimes we even change that. So there's a third version of it that is a little bit more specific for maybe somebody searching. So there's can actually be 3 variations of this. And the funny thing is Google will sometimes just randomly choose, like if all 3 of those are different, you think, oh, Google, this is the one I made for you, and then it doesn't always pull that. So sometimes Google just is like, oh, I like this better, like, and we're just doing something random that you'll never figure out. So actually, this is what we want, because we want someone to come here and be like, oh, cool, this is a really cool article. Not like, oh, here's a category. Because really, the truth is if they're looking for something like this is like, or they're this, I love this as almost like a Pinterest board where like they're like, hey, I just want some interesting life hacks. Oh my gosh, there's like, it's never ending here. All right. So, but I think the point is it's really good to check that like the cat, because we do not want the slug changing, because that means we'd have to have a redirection unless we're super intentional about that. And then but the title shouldn't change anything on the actual category core side.
Okay.
All right, so here we are back in the editor. So then what you want to kind of think about is, and this is where like some of these content things were already created that you're working in, and what like the overview, and I wrote most of them, so take this with a grain of salt, is that when you come here, like, what do you need to know? Or like if Kids Activities blog has like if we have like a top 5 articles in this category, like the best of the best, like here is the place that we're going to say, hey, this is how you get started, or this is what you're going to need for this, or here's our most popular post in this area. And in general, these things are kind of supporting like the types of content we write in the life hack world. So life hacks for kids, here's Lego ideas, art, baby hacks, Nerf stores, snack hacks. In truth, these are likely our top SEO posts that have the words hacks. And then things, a lot of the DIY world uses hacks. So baking hacks, how to make your house smell good, laundry hacks, those kind of things. And then school hacks. Here's how to homeschool, here's how to do your lunches, all that kind of stuff. So this is like, hey, you could just keep reading here and see all this other stuff, or you could, like, here's the best of the best. Here, we're giving you the clip notes. So this looks really good. And then I like to have some image here. Like you said, like it doesn't have to be any certain size anymore. When we first did this, it had to be a certain size. So if there's not an image somewhere, I think maybe make a list of those categories. And I may go in and like develop some sort of template for those, because we do want some sort of resources. The other thing is now we have some printables like in this space. So one of the things that would be really cool is to have this as the hub of, oh, by the way, we also have like a financial hacks book you can download. We also have, like, so we could give them some resource information too that you might want to add here, because a lot of these categories were created, well, it could be years ago. But like for a first pass, this looks really good now. So we could just update it and say this is a good start, because it has an intro. It tells them why they need to be here, what our top posts are, and then they can go and see the stuff behind. The only thing I'd say in this one is we probably want to do like some printable hack handbooks, and you could just search the site for some of the posts that might have like I know Cynthia did like a medical tracker and like those type of things could be helpful. And what you do is just copy this and then the link list, although I'm going to show you how to do the link list in a different way in just a little bit. So this is I think this is kind of the vision for what Cynthia had for you just coming in and like getting kind of that first, like that, hey, this doesn't look like a hot mess. So that's great. Okay. Yeah, our first bar is like at Kids Activities blog is really low. It's like, yeah, like we just don't want to be a hot mess. We don't usually hit it though. So, all right, let me find the next one that we had. Let's look at, I love my, I spent hours on these categories, these letter categories. Okay, so here's a situation where the old system put that extra stuff,
Right.
and then kind of what in the old site, the article started here and just went down. So I think in this case, and I would look to see, let's see. Okay, so this is interesting. This is not, it's not in the article. So in this case, let's just,
that's honestly probably my fault, because Cynthia told me that if I had 2 images, then to keep whichever one was bigger.
okay, I love that idea, but I think in this case, so sometimes you'll find that image was duplicated in the article. Right. So, but in this case, it's not. So let's just move it down. Okay. So you can just grab it and move it down to where the letter crafts are. And then it's kind of a fun letter lesson plan here. So letter L craft. So I would just put it under like letter, like in the section that makes sense for it. Right. Because, and that adds a little bit of value for that mom that's trying to find, like, I just need a craft. Like, don't give me all the like information. I don't need a lesson plan. Just give me something quick to do. So that's kind of what I'm thinking on these. So all of these are going to have we made these specifically for these category pages. So you'll see that. So here again, what I'm going to do is we're just going to move this up to here and just replace this. And then we're going to get rid of this. So we only have one H1. And then we might as well leave that there and put that there. I mean, like that kind of, we're really rah here. So then we have this. And one of the things I would do is just make sure there's some alt text here, which there is, that describes the total, the picture. And then, so yay for that letter L. We're continuing this time. The letter L is moving so fast. And I may, when we get off, I may send you a template for these that are a little bit different, because if we're going to go ahead and update all 26 of them, we might as well like do it like not 5 times, maybe only 3. Because I know how long 26 things does. Okay, so and then like here is here's like something that I don't know why, by the way. Okay, so this has a YouTube video right here. So what I'm going to do is grab that link, and then in there we're going to find add a block, and there is actually a YouTube block. So we're just going to put that there and then embed it. So now we have that lovely letter, and then we can get rid of that. So now we have that embedded in a thing. The captions do not work on the YouTube. I don't know why. It's a mystery to me. So just leave that blank. And then, okay, so basically we have yay for the letter L. Letter L song, and then some just random things about homeschool hacks, which I'm not sure. Letter L lesson plan, letter L crafts, letter L activities, and then the printable letter L worksheets. So, and I'm going to move this. One of the things that I kind of want to get rid of is I'm going to move this up, but we might end up getting away from just, I have a distaste for stock photos that don't necessarily add anything to the, you know, like this is super nondescript. And we have really important stuff, and like we have a lot of letter stuff. So I'm going to just get rid of it, quite honestly, because it doesn't it doesn't help a mom find something quick. Right. So then with preschool letters, and then more alphabet learning resources. So I would like to take a look at this, because I think we can do a lot better job of, because we don't have just like we don't have just 2 worksheets that have that letter L on it. We have like probably 5 or 6. So like I want all those involved. Like the letter L activities, we have one main post, but up here in the letter L crafts, like, and here's another one. I'm just gonna get rid of it because that's super not even helpful. So then the letter L crafts, wherever those were. Yeah, we only have one. Like, I would venture to say there's probably a dozen letter L crafts on the site. Or like, and that's the other thing is one of the things, I'm going to update this page just while we're talking. The other thing that we have to think about too is like one of these resource pages are for is, okay, so maybe we did a, I don't know, a llama craft, you know, for maybe Fortnite. But like, so it like the person who wrote the Fortnite llama craft was thinking Fortnite, video games, older kids, blah, 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 blah. But quite on, and so it never got put into, hey, this is a letter, like this is a cool letter L craft, especially if you have a kid who's watching their older siblings play Fortnite all the time. So like, you know, I think this is a place where that post might not have even gotten tagged as letter L. And so here is a place that we could say, hey, if you're looking for some fun letter L crafts, here's some. And so that's that could be helpful. Okay, so and then at the bottom here, let's look at what this looks like when. Oh shoot. Normally, like there's a button that sends you up. The categories are a little bit different. So let's update this again and see if it will say. Okay, view category page. So this is another thing I do is look at how it looks on the internet. Okay, so what is happening here is in the olden days, we had to like put a title for all the posts that are just going to pull into this category. And now what they're going to do is just say it. So we can get rid of this because that's literally two headers that are saying the same thing. So let's go down and just remove this first one. Okay, and then I'm going to go back here and we'll refresh and take a look at it. And when I talk about removing those stock images, normally, like when we're doing something like this, that may be getting some search engine some search engine traffic, is I think about like, we can't really mess it up if we're just adding value and adding things. Generally, I'm not taking out a lot of text or a lot of context or a lot of links even. But when we're talking about something that's like an image or something that's pretty unrelated, in this case was pretty unrelated, then I don't worry about it. So you can remove like unrelated things, but you probably want to work within the context that's here, at least for a while until we get some updated data once we see how Google likes the changes. Okay, so this is what the category looks now, which I think looks a lot better than what it did before. So that's a really good start to just kind of cleaning things up. But let's go in and I'm going to show you how to use this really fun widget. So let's do it with the letter L. Let's just do it with the letter L crafts. Okay, so, and I haven't done this in a while, so it may take me a second to remember how to do this. So we're going to go in here to this plus button, and then we're going to come down to all the little leaf ones. So these are things that they built for us at Kids Activities blog. And they're blocks. And so I think the ones, and by the way, if you put one in and you don't like it, you can just delete it like any other block. So if you're like, I don't remember which one she used, I think the one we want to use is the post listing. So now you can see shows you what this is going to look like. So it looks like the category things. And then what we're going to be able to do is tell it what to put in here. So instead of a long link list of letter L crafts, we could go in and pull the actual pictures from those in automatically. So this is over here is how you edit what this looks like. So this is a 4-up grid. Like if we wanted to do like a 3-up, they told me what the difference is between the full and featured, and I don't remember. So I kind of just play with it and see. So that's like if we wanted to feature 3 things there, or like a 6-up grid. Let's look at what that looks like. So that's like 6 in a row, which seems like it might be really appropriate for what we're doing. And so and then, so right now it's pulling recent posts. You could say recent posts in the letter L craft or letter L. In this case, since I don't think we have like a really clean letter L craft category, I think we're going to be better off just like picking and choosing them. So I'm going to do a manual. And then where did it go? Why did it do that? Oh, okay. I think it's because it pulled out. Oh, it was pre-populating those because it was pulling in things. And so that block is still there. We just need to add something. So here, let's go. I'm just going to see if we have like a lion. So it's going to pull up titles of posts here. This is too hard for me. What I usually do is I'll go into, I think our search on the front end of the site is so much easier to deal with. So I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to search for a lion because I know we have a lion craft. So like this adorable paper plate lion craft is perfect for a letter L craft. So I'm going to copy the link address. I can't remember if I can add it by the link, but it's called Adorable Paper Plate Lion Craft. So we can go in there. Oh, no, let's see. I'm going to put adorable lion. La 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 la. Why is it so weird? Let me see if I can just add the URL. Nope. It still won't, it doesn't like it. Okay, let me go back. Paper plate lion. All right, there we go. So now that's going to show up there. Okay. So let's go back here. Here's a lionfish coloring page. That's different. So let's go back. Lionfish. Lion page. And let's go back and let's say, I think we do have a llama craft. Oh, it's a coloring page. And you might want to end up saying, have a whole section of printable like coloring pages of the letter L. That might be a better use of this and not mix it up with the crafts. That's really a judgment call on some of these things. Oh, I knew. So this one has a really cute llama coloring page in there. Too. I'm sorry, I get excited about this. It's on this side. I'm a total geek. All right, so lion, I think I have a lamb. So we have a woolly lamb, soft and woolly lamb paper plate craft. So soft and woolly lamb. And so you can see you could just keep adding these until you get to 6. And then since we did manual, we're just manually putting these posts in here. Then we're going to limit. We don't really need a limit to a category, limit to a tag, and we don't really need read more text. Like if you were like just doing like most recent from a category, you might put read more so they could keep going in that category. But if we're just manually doing that, you can kind of do that. So you could just fill that up as is. And then, so the title of this could be favorite letter L crafts. I might put favorite preschool letter L crafts, which would give you kind of a more focus on, let's just find something simple and easy for them to do. And then that, because it's under this H2, I'm wondering if we want this as an H3. Because really we're like nesting it under the H2 of the letter L crafts. And then here's our favorites, or here's the preschool ones. And you could see that this could get, you could go on forever. And this is where you like literally say, I'm going to go do 2 of these boxes or something like that, because like this could be the wild goose chase where this page could end up having, 300 letter L something or others. And like, I think let's start with like things that make sense. And then if the page does really well with search, then it earns its way into more and more of this fun stuff and more rabbit hole.
Okay. Now, can I interrupt for just a
Absolutely.
second?
Yes.
I just got an alert that we are going to run out of time because I've only got the free version. So do we need to flip over to something else, or?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and so if you go to hollyhomer.com/Zoom, and I can send that to you in email if you need it.
Okay.
But and my last name Homer doesn't have an L in it. It's like HOMER, hollyhomer.com/Zoom. So let's go. We'll pick it up over there. And you have do you have time to continue?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll see you there in a minute.
All right, thanks.